Hey, good morning, folks. It's August 23rd, 2023, a Wednesday. It is, according to my watch, it's about quarter after 8, and this is gonna be a quick stop. Oh, there's somebody taking off to the west. The wind looks like it's coming from the east. That would be taking off with the tailwind. Yikes. Okay, well, we'll see. Keep an eye on that. Um, oh, had a great talk with all three of my children uh, on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. And it's really good talking to Amanda and Martin because I hadn't been in touch with them. So, as a father of these three children, they're all in their 30s now. Uh, it was just real good. There was a distance growing between us. He did take off to the west. Yo, man, the wind is from the east. You should be taking off to the east, isn't it? Sure looks like it from the windsock. Oh well, and it looks like one of their trainers, a Cessna 152, possibly a 172. You'll hear it when it goes over. God, I love the sound of airplane engines. I can't imagine the guys in World War II flying like a P-40, P-51. That is a 172. I recognize the livery on the paint job. It's the flight school here. They're busy. There's a severe shortage of pilots, man. Anyway, oh, yeah. So my kids, I was going the wrong way for me, man. And thank you, Kim Herschel Widman. What a good friend. Wow. Because she told me, she said, you got to call him, Jared. You got to call him and reach out and don't let that, ruin everything just because you're too proud to make a phone call. Or, you've got a craw, you're something stuck in your craw. Stuck in your craw. Isn't that a great metaphor? I don't even know what my craw is. Is that my throat? Is it my stomach? Is it a muscle spasm? What does it mean when something's stuck in your craw? I challenge anybody to tell me about that. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on. I'm just so glad to reconnect with my kids. And it looked like we were drifting apart so much that if you drift apart from somebody over a long period of time, it can be permanent because after a while, when you're not communicating, you're not in touch with somebody, you don't know them anymore. And trying to rebuild something that used to exist and has kind of wilted off the vine. It's not so simple, and it may not be even possible to recreate, something that you had with people in your life and your family and that you love. It was difficult, but Amanda. Okay, my daughter's 38 now. It's incredible. I should start lying about her age, maybe. Excuse me. We revisited something that happened to her almost exactly 20 years ago now. I'm thinking 38, 28, 18. Yeah, it was like the sophomore year of college, 18, 19, spring break. It might have been right around her birthday. I set my daughter up with a job in high school as a sophomore in high school, 15 years old, with a patent attorney. And I've talked about this before. I'll just say it quickly. I'll summarize it quickly. I have one daughter, and all you have to do is look for gender bias in this world, and it's all over the place. Women are not only biased and discriminated against, their salaries are lower for the same job. Young girls, when they feel like they have to go out and get a job, even though they're brilliant, they settle for a job at Dairy Queen or, being a hostess at a restaurant. They gravitate towards the food industry. And it's this thing about the women in the kitchen that seems to, persist and persevere from generation to generation. It's like you belong in the kitchen. And I wasn't going to let that be the only choice for my daughter. If that's what she wanted, and she decided that's the way she wanted. Her mother wanted her to work in a pizza shop. and her mother was screaming and yelling at me. I won't get too much into that, but anyway. So I met with my daughter. She's 15 years old, and she this was all strange and new to her, but she didn't reject it initially. And we sat down and we talked about what she's doing in school, and I put together a resume for her, and then a cover letter, and then I sent it out. I sent those out with her contact information, her email address, and her phone number, her address, everything about her, basically her bio, and I sent it to law firms, engineering firms, and architectural firms within like a 5-mile radius of her high school. So like she might have to go to work after school or on the weekends, possible. But I wanted her to have another option that's more professional, in a more professional environment than a restaurant. Because in my opinion, working for a restaurant is not a career, and it's not. It's something you do because you need the money. I mean, that could be true, and you might do it for a long period of time. I don't know, but in the sense of a career, being a professional career, it doesn't count. I wanted my daughter to have a choice, and a clear choice and a clear option, that she doesn't have to go work at the pizza shop if she doesn't want to. She can go for something that's better and more professional at 15 years old. Well, we sent those letters out. 3 days after we sent it out, she got a job offer from a patent attorney for $10 an hour. From a patent attorney, man. These guys got money, okay? And she was surprised. I was surprised. She was more afraid. I don't blame her, because it's all new and strange. When she told me that, I said, okay, well, let's get in touch with the guy. We'll do a conference call with him and see how it goes. And then initially she says, no, I don't want to. I said, Amanda, you don't have to say much. It'll be fine. Take my word for it. We've got nothing to lose. Keep this in mind. There's no pressure for you to get this job or get any kind of work that you don't want to do. You're just going to have a choice. You're going to have an option to look at and consider, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, and it can't hurt you. She grudgingly gave in. I got on a conference call with her and the patent attorney, and long story short, I got her in there for a test run, for a 2-hour test run in the office, and she didn't want to do it, but she ended up doing it because I kind of like eased her along. But she got a little dressed up, when she went into work. It's nice. To be professional. Look, I don't want to get into that. If you don't know what it means to be a professional, then you need somebody to tell you, I guess. But excuse me. Being a professional means you embrace your career. You embrace your identity becomes your work and your career. That becomes a big part of who you are. So I don't think working in a restaurant becomes a big part of who anybody is in a good way. My brother worked in a restaurant and ended up killing him because they were all gypsies. They all stay up till the sun comes up, and it didn't work for him. That's for damn sure. It didn't work for me either. I was in the food industry for a while, and I hated it. I really hated it. Anyway, she's got an incredible career now. I can't tell you. I can't give you details or specifics, but let's just say she's making more money for less time than she ever has in her whole life. And it's a beautiful thing. So her mother got jealous and mandated that she turn over her checking account and her bank account to her. Can you believe that shit? Okay, this is after, she was 15, so she gets to be 18, 19 years old, and her mother says, you're going to sign your bank account over to me. It's coming over to me. And Amanda said no. And then her mother kicked her out of the house with the assistance of her. I didn't know her boyfriend was involved. That her mother had a boyfriend at that time. I forgot the detail. This is horrible, man. At 18 or 19 years old, your mother's kicking you out of that. She packed the bags and put them on the porch and changed the locks on it because she wouldn't sign her checking or money account over to her mother, who was a drunk. I'd forgotten about that. I don't know what I could have done about it. Well, Amanda came to live with me. Anyway, it really hit me when we revisited that story, and it's kind of worn off over the years how bad that was for my daughter. Holy moly, man. How could you do that to your daughter? My daughter. Ooh. I should have gone and confronted her, but what would that do? She'd call the police and say I threatened her or something like that, you know. So the hell. Look, Amanda came and lived with me. I don't think she ever lived with her mother again after that. Pretty sure. She didn't. That's right. She didn't. Anyway, okay, so that revisiting that brought tears to my eyes and reconnected me with my daughter. Oh man, that felt good. It felt good. You know, she has my two grandchildren too, and I really miss them. I want to see them soon, I hope. Anyway, the winds from the east, the northeast, I guess you could say, but still taking off to the west with the northeast wind. I don't get that. Phillies had an incredible win last night, and then bottom of the ninth inning, man, against this stopper for the Giants. You know, a guy that's bringing heat, is their closer, and he hits Bryson Stott on the elbow. I hope that didn't injure him. It probably did. He should be out for a while and rested. But they're in the home stretch now for the season, trying to make the playoffs. So we'll see. They were down 3-2. They really had a difficult game. They watched a bunch of called third strikes. There was an error in left field. Although Walker got himself out of a couple of jams, I'll say that for him. Boy, he's an interesting pitcher. He's no ace, but he's got the most wins on the team. So go figure. He didn't win last night because the winning run was scored in the bottom of the ninth inning. So if Soto got the win, that Soto is he a left-hander? I think he is a left-hander. He's bringing it at 100 miles an hour, 99, 100 miles an hour, man. You didn't pay me enough to bat against that guy. Well, you could. I bat against him. I go up there looking like a hockey goalie, you know. I have like padding all over the place. I get hit with that baseball. Anyway, it's like unusually cool this morning. It's like 65 or something like that. Between 60 and 65, and I think the high is going to be 75 today, maybe, or 69, something like that. I forget. But it's coming from the north, so that's why the air is so cool. It's wonderful. We're going to try to go home. I'm going to try to get my exercise routine, and then I'm thinking of doing a day trip down to Harvey to Grace with my doggy. Because as I get closer to my move date, that's going to be less and less possible. So now is the time to do that. I hope you guys have a feel-good, I hope there's something that makes you feel good about today. By the way, I got my one woman to laugh and smile, my quota for one woman to laugh and smile every day at the Wawa. I'm getting good at that, you know. It feels good. When I can make somebody else laugh and smile, it feels good right here. Oh, and Tesla, it looks like it's tanking out today, you know. Oh my God, it's like an emotional roller coaster that is like taking me through the paces. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today and enjoy this transitional weather into autumn. The weather has been insane for the last couple of years, and it's been really crazy this year. A lot of tragedy, a lot of animals killed in wildfires and stuff. It's just terrible. And we should be able to solve that problem, but one crisis at a time, right? Peace out, y'all. Take care.